Robert, I actually want to start off with another book you wrote way back when, Super Capitalism, sort of laid out a case in a pre-COVID-19 world, a pre-global financial crisis world, some of the inequities, some of the inequalities that we were trying to address in this economy. I'm wondering, when you consider the lessons from the global financial crisis and you look at where we are today with the major stimulus coming out of Congress and potentially trillions more, are these the type of bills, are these the type of spending packages that are going to maybe rectify some of the damage, some of the inequities that were exacerbated after the global financial crisis, or is it just going to make them worse?
Well, the bailout part of the big bill, I think, is unnecessary. Big companies don't need to be bailed out. You don't have to bail out airlines and aircraft and Boeing. I mean, these companies have already been through bankruptcy several times. They know how to handle their debts. They have a lot of collateral. It's a waste of taxpayer money. On the other hand, giving each individual in the United States $1,200 is fine. It's a step in the right direction. But in terms of what a family actually needs to live on during a crisis like this, when we want people to be home, it's a drop in the bucket. I think it's almost an insult. Now, one thing that's very good in the bill is the increase in unemployment benefits, and that's extra $600 a week for people who can collect unemployment insurance is great, and extending that eligibility to gig workers and contract workers is also a very positive feature.
So, Robert, though, when we talk about stabilizing the economy and potentially stimulating the economy, is there some sense here, though, that you do need to, at times, in certain circumstances, work from the top down? The idea being that is, if you don't save the airlines, and there won't be jobs left for the people who originally had worked there. Is there the sense here that if you don't sort of prop up these industries and give them sort of the capacity to sort of get back up and running to where they were before, that maybe the damage could be worse from a bottom-up approach?
Well, for very big companies, I think that's a form of trickle-down economics. We've tried it several times before in terms of subsidies and tax cuts and so on. It really doesn't work. Nothing trickles down to average people. These big companies, again, they can take care of themselves, and they will take care of themselves, and they'll make sure that whatever money is given to them somehow gets the top executives and the biggest shareholders. No, I think that what we really do need to do is take a deep breath and say the people who need help are the people we want, and these are average Americans. We want people to stay home for their own good. This is not about stimulating the economy. It's about a health crisis, and that health crisis requires that people shelter in place. And when they shelter in place, they need money to pay the bills, to pay the rent, to get food, to just simply stay and keep their families safe. That's what this is all about.